Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Panzer Corps II, an upcoming turn-based strategy and war game that is coming out on March 19th, so it actually might have already come out. If it has, I'm not sure when this is going to air. I'm taking this from a live stream that I did on my channel on the night of February 14th. That was 5 days before the game would come out. This part of the episode will air after the 14th, obviously, so it may already be out or it may not be out, but it's coming out March 19th. It's made by it's published by Matrix and Slytherin Games. It's the sequel to the 2012 Panzer Corps, which itself was a remake of Panzer General of the 1990s by SSI. It's a really interesting game. I've been having a lot of fun playing. This was taken from a live stream. The battle that you're going to be looking at is going to be the attack on Norway. It's going to be the attack on the southern portion of Norway, so the capital of Norway. With that being said, let's just go ahead and jump back in. We're going to jump back in sort of in the middle of a live stream that I was doing here, but I'll just turn it over to my live streamy self, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Germany's invasion of Norway will stretch the Wehrmacht's logistics to a limit. You must decide where to focus the committal of your army. Isolated and difficult-to-reach objectives await the southern landings. Extreme mountainous terrain awaits the northern landings.
Well, when we did the preview campaign, where they gave us the 12 missions, we did the northern campaign battle. So I think it makes sense, in this case, to choose the south. You can see here, it looks like we'll probably have a large number of spread out units that we're going to be facing in the south. In the north, you face like the British Navy up here, as well as the British Army and some French troops as well. In the south, you face, I assume, just Polish forces. And maybe not even British Navy. We'll see. So we'll go with the southern objective here. It's going to be isolated and difficult to reach objectives in the south.
Ah, Herr General, there you are. I was talking to my friend Nikolaus, and we have just a new assignment for you. High Command has given the go-ahead for Operation Weserübung, and I want you to take a leading part in this Norwegian excursion. Your main target is the capture of Oslo, and heavy cruiser Blücher has been assigned to escort your landing parties to the capital. Simultaneously, you will need to secure major ports along the coast from here to here. Keeping them under our control will go a long way to keeping the British and French out of Norway, and thus preserving our enforcement of Norwegian neutrality. To aid you, we've mobilized additional Fallschirmjägers, quite useful for fighting in the mountainous terrain. Infantry will be far more useful than your panzers in this battle. So, I recommend you temporarily put your tanks into reserve for this battle. Now, I know General Falkenrohr's plan might seem a little light on specifics. If you ask me, the plan looks like it was originally some kind of vacation trip. Even so, it's your responsibility to get the job done now. I have every confidence in your abilities.
Okay, so it looks like this is going to be a bit of a challenge. We've got another... one thing. Reserve. To clear room for different units, move them to the reserve on existing ones. Okay. You can see here Christian Zimmermann is awarded to us as a hero, and apparently he is good at river assaults, ignores penalties when assaulting across rivers. Huh. That's a good trait to have. Definitely should give that to infantry troops. I'm wondering if pioneers are... I think the 2nd Wehr infantry might be where we would want to assign him. Actually, the 3rd has better experience. So let's do the 3rd. Alright. Apparently they've also... Okay. Alright, so we have 6 victory points to capture in this battle. I guess first things first, let's go ahead and issue reinforcements. We've got 2,500 prestige for reinforcements, which actually is about 200 more than we started the last battle with. Most of our units are in pretty good shape. Some of them need a little bit of a boost. I'm going mostly with experienced reinforcements. We can put armor units into reserve. I don't remember exactly what it said to put into reserve. Oh, I can move the armor to reserves here. maybe we'll move one of them there. Just to give us a little bit more. You can see here if units are in reserve, it drops the impact on your core slots. And so obviously in a battle like this, where it's like, hey, you really, really want more infantry, you should probably move some units to reserve. Now, the Brook and Pioneer don't look like they're going to be terribly useful. There's not a lot of rivers or other things like that to cross, which is kind of funny when you think about Norway being like, you know, a lot of water around. But we'll go ahead and put the Brook and Pioneers in reserve as well. There's a fair amount of open ground here in the south in Oslo and driving on Lillehammer that we probably want some armor for. Also, they can assist along the coast at Kristianstad and at Stavanger. So it might not be bad to have some armor. We should probably buy some more infantry, though. So we've got 5 points of experience available to us. We are going to go with some Gerbjäger, our mountain troops, and then we've got also false jumpers, which are paratroopers. I think I've got 5. Grenadiers are good heavy infantry. I wouldn't just mind some more regular infantry, and we're gonna OP them a little bit. Actually, let's we'll OP him a little bit. 19. Opal Blitz, purchase. And then we'll also send 1 more of our armored units to reserve. That'll open up 3 more points for another unit to buy. We will go with a additional paratrooper unit here. And so now we have 6 infantry units that we can deploy here. Now, deployment looks largely... So I don't have a lot of... I'm trying to see where I can deploy here. I guess we'll deploy 1 tank towards Stavanger, and then we'll drive them east. We'll also deploy our overstrength infantry unit here. In the north... Good God. Probably Pioneers, because there's an enemy fort up here. How the hell am I supposed to take these objectives? Infantry and Pioneers in the north. I mean, I need artillery. Yeah, I guess airborne isn't a terrible idea. Actually, let's pull that armor out of here. I think the armor makes more sense going with the main force here in the south. We've got some airborne units already. Be great to be able to make them airborne immediately, but it doesn't look like I can do that. I'll have to stick some additional units in ports to get them on transports. And I can't deploy any air units in the north. They all have to base out of the south, so that's going to be fun. Probably want to get the Kristianstad airfield in to support us. The Blucher's just going to die. That looks like a scripted event to run into those forts. Historically, it died in there. So this one looks interesting. Well, in the deployment phase... Throw those troops on planes. So we've got multiple paratrooper units here. Let's go ahead and drop them over there. I don't know where the enemy fighters are located, but my goal is to take Stavanger's airfield, and then I can move my other paratroopers north. to support that northern landing. I'll probably need to put some fighters with these guys too. Shit. I can't drop them and put them in the air at the same time, so those guys may get shot a little bit. All right. Meanwhile, these landing crafts are going this way. An enemy submarine, really? Can I hit the sub with air? I can stuka the subs. I want to pull the Blucher out of there. It'll just die real fast over there. Wait, undo. I want to throw them on transports, but apparently I can't do that from over there. Alright. That sounded like a jet. There's a fair amount of damage to those Norwegian troops there. Alright, the Pioneers go ashore here. Nah, everybody's encircled. So our troops on the beach here are encircled. But so too are their troops in Bergen itself. Which is kind of funny. Alright, so we've got a cruiser, a light cruiser up here. We'll bombard the port a little bit. Move our Type 1934A destroyer forward here to engage the Norwegian destroyers here. Wow, we lost pretty heavy casualties there. Hopefully the enemy doesn't attack and destroy my Pioneers that are surrounded. Hopefully they attack my infantry that just took the town to the east part of Bergen. Oh no. These enemy patrol boats are gonna like savage my landing. I didn't even see them over there. Alright, let's move these troops onto the airbase. Go ahead and throw them into the air. We're gonna have them... Actually, we'll move them over this way. Then we can fly them north to Bergen if needed, or we can support the attack in Stavanger over there. We've got 20 turns. We'll have to shift these troops going after Kristianstad toward Oslo and then drive inland toward Lillehammer. But if I can take these western objectives, Stavanger, Bergen, and Kristianstad, relatively easily, then I think we might be okay. Alright, we've also got these Schneller boats over here. And I think that does it for our turn, right? Yep. Alright, well, let's see what the Norwegians do to us. Their fort attacked the Blucher, but the Blucher withdrew enough to avoid too much damage. Their fighters attacked the Stukas, but the Stukas actually did okay against the biplanes of the Norwegian Air Force. Enemy anti-aircraft attacked our fighters, but again, I don't care about that so much as I do about protecting my paratroopers. Schneller boats just did some bad damage to one of my landing forces at sea. Move our destroyer south there. We'll go ahead and land these guys. We'll take the airfield. Alright, so we've got Stavanger isolated, I think. Paratroopers may need to go north. I'm not sure. We'll see. Let's continue bombarding the port of Bergen. 1 to 4, 3 to 5. Really, those guys can provide fire support, apparently. All right. I'll do 1 to 4. 1 to 5. Nice! What happened to these enemy troops? We just attacked them. It looks like I can move there. Okay, so they retreated. These guys will move into the port. They'll take the port. These guys are still surrounded now. Our troops, I don't think, are.
And so we've now taken our first objective here at Bergen, the port at Bergen. We'll continue attacking these Norwegian destroyers. It's funny to see torpedoes going both ways. All right. So where do we want to send our airborne now? Where are my fighters, by the way? Over here? Let's go after these enemy biplanes. Ah, we didn't quite get them. But we'll go after this enemy sub with my Stuka anyway. Trying to pull the Blücher out of there, out of danger. Use our Schneller boats up there. Land our own troops. Alright, the recon forces will hold the right flank as I bring more troops ashore. These strategic bombers. I guess we'll hit there. Alright, these paratroopers attacking from high ground against this Norwegian infantry. Good results there. I need to know what to do with these 2 extra paratrooper units. I guess we could move them north. I just don't know if the enemy has more fighters. I don't want to move them with no cover. I also don't know if there's like penalties for staying on the plains for too long. Artillery on high ground. I don't know if they get extra range, but they are more effective either way. Alright, so that's going to do it, I think, for that turn. So one objective, Bergen in the north's taken. Do we need to do anything with that force? I mean, they can help with Lillehammer, but not really. So we'll go ahead and end the turn. Move forward to turn number 3. The enemy forts continue to hit the Blücher as we try and withdraw. The Blücher is almost destroyed. Anti-aircraft just shot at our tanks, I think? Oh shit, they just encircled my landing force there. They didn't force them to surrender quite yet. Alright, let's break out. Okay. That should unencircle our men. We'll move over here to take this Norwegian town. So it should get our men out of being encircled. Meanwhile, Kristianstad, we'll go ahead and hit them hard with artillery. I'll take that is that an airfield here? Yeah, I'll take that airfield as well. Badly damaged enemy anti-aircraft. I will finish that off with my Stuka. And then we'll use our fighters here to finish off this enemy biplane. I'll go ahead and pull the Blücher out. It'll be useful in bombarding these coastal bases. We'll bring the Sturmpanzer down. Move our artillery north as well. You know, one of the things I didn't factor in is supply. Where am I going to get supply? I need a port, right? Stavanger's kind of a port. Bergen is definitely a port.
Okay. 06. So the Vera infantry attacked there. The Pioneers can attack that fort. Oh, nice. So Voss is empty of enemy troops, so we can move our infantry in there as well. But I'm going to finish off the fort in our rear. Schneller boat's going to get hit by enemy shore batteries. Move our destroyer down here. Can we finish off the enemy Schneller boat? Yes, we did. All right, we finished that guy off. Our own destroyer took some damage here against the enemy destroyer, but now we're both even at 2 apiece. We should be able to finish them off there in the north in a few moments. Meanwhile, my paratroopers probably would be very useful going after like Lilyhammer, but again, I'm a little bit nervous just because I don't know what to expect. Like, do they have more air units up there or not? We could also go for this base over here on the right flank. That is a supply depot. Christianstadt is a supply city as well. So that should actually help our supply situation. If we take either Stavanger or Christianstadt, we will have a supply center. So let's actually go ahead and move these paratroopers into the middle of the map and make a move for Lilyhammer. Hopefully they don't have more fighters up that way. Well, they do, but they may not have seen our fighters because they're our paratroopers because they're strafing our patrol boats, and then their coastal batteries just finished our patrol boats off. I don't know why I didn't. Make sure I would finish off the infantry here before I move my troops. 3, 3, 2, 1. Those are not good odds. I think we're dealing with some supply issues, maybe? It's expensive. Blucher will go south. Bombard these guys. We didn't actually drive them out yet. All right, move our recon car down here. All right, there we go. So we drove them out. Then we took the base. So that's a supply center for us, so that's good. Good result for us. Our Stukas will focus on finishing the enemy off. They do. So now there's a clear road between Christianstadt and the troops over to the west here. So hopefully that should give them all better access to supplies. Move our infantry north here. Pound those enemy troops. There was an enemy fighter unit up here, wasn't there? Shit. Let's go ahead and attack it with our fighters. I can't get both my fighters up to it. Shit. A little bit uneasy of landing with no supply. Alright, so we're going to land with our paratroopers on the high ground up here. They don't have supply, but they will have a route of supply once we move out of Bergen. So we've almost finished the fort off here, up here. Meanwhile, I finished off the enemy shipping. So we should be able to finish that fort off next turn, and then start advancing along this railway to the east. We might even be able to load troops up on the railway and shift them all the way out to this village to make a strike north. These paratroopers could be vulnerable to enemy attack, actually, so we'll pull them back. There's also some troops in the woods here, so we'll kind of keep them where they are for now. I'll need to rebase air. Do I want to do it yet? I guess we move these fighters forward. All my other units moved, I think. I mean, I don't want to move the pioneers until we've reduced that fort. Alright, that's going to do it for that turn. Damn coastal forts. That's another supply center, by the way. 22nd fort there. No real feasible way to take it, I don't think. Yeah, don't tell me armor's not useful in this scenario, AI, or intro guy. It's going to be very useful to have these guys around. These troops, well, let's... Jeez. 6-3, 6-2 with the other guys? I'll rebase my Stukas on land. Okay, so we are advancing on Oslo from the south. Strafe those infantry that we drove out of the town. Already moved them. Alright. Pioneers finish off the fort there. Got it. Then they'll go ahead and advance to take whatever the city of Voss. There's enemy infantry, mountain infantry here now blocking the way, as well as some artillery. I can actually move my cruiser inland here a little bit. So we'll bombard them. Five, four. Let's take that city here. We'll try to advance on Lillehammer. Although it's probably unlikely we can take it, we'll at least maybe draw them north and away from my advance in the south. A little bit of a scattered assault here. I think I'm going to need these troops on that flank, though. I'm going to end up taking massive casualties taking Stavanger. So we'll need every man we can get. Alright. Let's end that turn. Enemy fighters are strafing our troops here on this town that we just took. Artillery's pounding my Schneller boats that I move forward, as well as some of their own artillery near Lillehammer. An infantry counterattack from high ground against our armor. Our armor is also in wooded terrain. Oh no, don't die! No! Enemy troops advance up the mountaintop against us. God damn it, we just lost one of our best armored units too. Well, maybe the game wasn't wrong when it said don't use your armored units here.
Okay, we'll wait to... attack for a minute. Use my fighters here to strafe them, maybe? Finish them off? Nope. Alright, we'll attack here. Does it give us an overrun? Well, we destroyed them. We didn't overrun them. Okay. Fuck, that sucks. Alright, Stukas would have been useful here, I guess. Maybe not. 6-3, 6-3. Can the strategic bombers hit over that far? No. We'll have to rebase to the continent. Or not the it's not the continent. It's the wrong terminology. Nice. Okay, we did some damage there. I guess we'll hit him with the Stuka anyway. Maybe it'll do a little bit of damage. It suppresses him a little bit, so that's good. 6-4, 5-3. I'll go with 6-4. These guys are new troops. They're not experienced. They're just over strength. Actually, 6-5. Much better results than I thought we would have gotten. 17th Falch. Go and attack there. 4-3. We'll move these troops in, and we should be able to take Stavanger next turn. Meanwhile, on the southern flank... northern flank. Move up here and attack this enemy artillery. We get the high ground. We drive them back. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Well, it doesn't matter. Just wiped out their artillery support, and we should be able to deal with that infantry blocking force next turn. I don't want to take another tank unit out of reserve. I don't want to lose more of my crack troops. But perhaps you're right. Although I kind of get the sense we'd just be better off buying infantry. We can deploy them right there. Right on the map. Somehow these paratroopers have a better attack odds from lower. Alright, so 3-4 and then 3-1. And we drove them back. We can probably finish them off next turn, assuming we still have some supplies. We have 2 out of 3 ammo. 2 out of 3 ammo. I'm assuming there's like penalties the longer you're encircled. Well, I know there are penalties the longer you're out of supply or encircled. Game doesn't do a great job of communicating how that all works to you, though. Alright, so that fort is a little bit of a nuisance off the coast. Alright, so we'll attack here. Advance there. Nice! So we knocked out that unit. Because your recon units are so freaking awesome, they can keep moving. Alright. We have so much artillery. Relatively. So we're just going to kind of keep pounding them with our arty. Problem is I don't want to get destroyed by that fort. I can use my destroyer as bait, I guess. Try and suppress them a little bit. Alright. 1-5. We took the base. Very nice. Those pioneers finished the job. Oh, that was dumb. Can we undo that? I don't want to move them vulnerably in front of this enemy fort. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put these guys back on planes. In the north, we'll bombard these troops. 2-7, I like those odds. 2-6, I like those odds also. And they're gone. Nice. So we just destroyed them. We'll move cautiously along this rail line. If we can take the city of Hoffenfoss and ROA, then we can link all these guys up with supply and railway stuff.
1 to 2. I don't know why I'm having my paras just attack these guys relentlessly. It's probably not the most efficient use of my paras, but we did just destroy one of the units here to the west of Lilyhammer, so that should help make Lilyhammer easier to take when we get to it. We'll leave the recon's cars back a little bit. Reinforce those air units. I don't know if there's enemy flak there or not. I could use a closer airfield. Are there any airfields up north I can take? Not really. So, good thing I have so much artillery, because I'm going to need it. I'd like to knock that enemy fort out. I'd have to use my Stuka for like 10 turns to do it. Maybe we get a better base up here. We'll see. Do a little bit of recon up here. It doesn't look like there's any enemy troops in our way. In the event they do move our way, we've got our cruiser moving forward to provide a little bit of artillery support. But let's go ahead and move forward to turn number 8. I'm playing on Kernel difficulty, Cuzo. So it's not super, it's raining. Aircraft won't be able to move or attack. Great. So it's not all that difficult, admittedly. But prestige management is difficult, personally, for me. So it's the strategy I took. I can increase the difficulty, however, at any time during the campaign. And so move our infantry forward here. All right, so moved our artillery forward. We'll use it on this patrol boat, I guess. All right, so we sank that enemy patrol boat in harbor. Meanwhile, all these aircraft can't move. Can't rebase either. Reinforced our troops there. Lake 1, thanks for the follow. I'm hoping there's no Polish or Norwegian troops up in the north here, because they could swoop in and take Bergen behind us, but I don't think there are. I'm going to have these pairs soon linked up. I don't even think they're considered surrounded anymore. Forced march, paratrooper, close combat, bunker killer. Yeah, I don't even think they're considered surrounded at this point, so that's good. Joseph Fano, 3000, thanks for the follow. All right, well, let's see what happens here. She's only supposed to rain for a turn, so the fort just sank our other destroyer there. None of these naval units are core forces, so I don't have to worry too much about them dying. Now, I can move the Blücher in, but it will probably die. It's a fortress. Like, if I use my artillery, it's not going to do anything against these guys. All right, let's... Can these guys get there? No, they can't. Can't even get my Stukas over that way. Nice. So we used our paratroopers to take Roa. So we've taken both Gorjevik and Roa, and now the enemy infantry here is cut off and surrounded. So good for us. We're going to move this infantry
If I move them into the port here, they're going to be very vulnerable. But I think it's kind of what I need to do. All right, we'll move our recon up here. 0 to 3, 1 to 4. Or sorry, 0 to 5 and 1 to 4. We didn't destroy them. Very nearly did. So we can move our self-propelled artillery up here and destroy them. Nice. We can move these guys over here. And here. So that really should help soften up these enemy troops in Oslo itself. They almost lost half their entrenchments. Gonna pull the cruiser back a little bit, just so it doesn't die. Hopefully it's out of range there. Does look like that forward base might actually be a better base to strike out of. I don't know why it sounds like a jet when that aircraft moves. It's kind of weird. I think that's everybody. I don't want to attack the fort quite yet. I also don't want to attack the Oslo troops quite yet. If they want to attack me, I'm fine with that. Also could use this base down here, Friedrichstadt, for supply. But yeah, we'll hang out here. We'll go ahead and bomb the fort with our Stuka. Maybe we can slowly wear it down and destroy it. Oh shit, the enemy still has aircraft. Biplanes! Enemy is launching a counterattack against our paratroopers there that just took that base in their rear. 6 and 6, so even casualties, but our units started weaker. Enemy infantry moved out of this town here to attack our self-propelled artillery, which seems like a foolish move, because yeah, they do a little bit of damage to artillery and it weakens it a little bit. But now they just gave us a free pass into the city in their rear. Like, why would you do that, AI? That seemed foolish. And we just suffered a few casualties there, but we just used our other troops here to basically wipe them out. It's cloudy, but I think I just drove them in range of our Stuka. I'd actually rather strafe them if I can do that instead. No, they didn't die, though. Whatever. Alright, so let's pound the hell out of Oslo. Hit it with an infantry assault. We'll hit it with 2 infantry. Actually, we just took it. So we just took Oslo. Nice! And we wiped out that unit over there. I guess I'll use my recon unit, move back here, and finish him off. Okay, that's great. Where's it? There's got to be an airfield around here somewhere, by the way. Oh, is it over here? Yeah. It's got an anti-aircraft gun on it, too. Who would have thunk? Okay. Pound those guys. Stuka go down here. Okay, we'll keep the Blucher safe for now. Actually, put the Fallschirmper back there and get them on planes. Alright. Meanwhile, have our fighters attack here. I should have used my fighters against the enemy fighters and not some wild strafing mission. Let's actually move these guys to the northern base here in Denmark, I think it is. We still have 10 turns left, by the way. Still a lot of time. I guess we can try moving this cruiser to the south. It might be useful, although hopefully by the time they get there, there's no reason for them to be there.
Alright, end the turn. They just attack those paratroopers again. Enemy forts are bombarding us. Enemy fighters withdrew. Do we have I'd rather... Alright, these pioneers I'm going to move south, because I'd like them to reduce that enemy fort. Meanwhile, I'm going to go after this enemy airfield. Should have bombarded it with my artillery. I did not. Okay, we'll attack there. Did we force them to surrender? We did not. But we did drive them right in the right direction. We destroyed them there. We'll take the airfield next turn. And then we'll move north on Christianstadt. Or sorry, Lillehammer. Lillehammer is the objective we still need to get. All right, so 2 more objectives. This airfield to the east, and then Lillehammer in the north. Actually, it only looks like they'll take suppression damage, so I will launch that attack. My pioneers will be able to attack their next turn. And then my cruiser should be free to help. These guys can get thrown on aircraft now. Fly them north. Hopefully the enemy fighters don't notice they're here. Sturmpanzer can still shoot. I think I already used it. And then this strategic bomber, which I should have hit the enemy forts before. God, that jet noise is really going to drive me crazy. Move the cruiser south. All right, that's it. Moving on to turn number 12. It's going to be sunny again. Those mountain troops, they are 5 to 5. I'll take that. Audio is a work in progress. Yeah, I know they said they were still tweaking audio, so. All right, so the Pioneers couldn't quite get there to assault this turn, but they will be there next turn. Meanwhile, I'm going to use my artillery here to pound the hell out of these mountain troops that just hit us in the flank. We'll attack here with these guys. We'll move these guys onto the airfield and attack to that direction. Nope, undo that. Pull back here, take this base. Pursue with recon. So we can drive north on Lillehammer, but I'd actually rather drive around to the east to take these bases. One, because we get more prestige that way, but two, because we also, I think, will have an easier time of it. Because the artillery's in the rear there, so we definitely want to flank that artillery. Goddamn jet fighters. Meanwhile, I'll keep using my Stukas on this fort and keep reducing it. Well, maybe... Oh, shit, that was my fighter. God damn it! Sometimes it pays to not just, like, quickly click things. Can't quite get to that airfield. Where's the... The enemy still has more airfields? Shouldn't their fighter crash? I don't see any more airfields for them. Oh, there's one... Nope, that doesn't look like an airfield. Neither does that. I don't see anywhere they can base their fighter from. So maybe it'll crash? Meanwhile, my own paratroopers are going to move forward here. They'll land in this town. Or they'll not land in that town, and they'll land between the towns. They'll take the town, and now they can move toward the rear of the enemy artillery. There's another Norwegian infantry unit up in this direction, too. Keep those troops on trucks moving forward. Do I want to attack with these guys? Yeah, why not? 3-1 isn't terrible. Especially when it's all suppression damage that they're receiving. Okay, so we'll move forward one more turn. It's going to be raining tomorrow. Yep, their fighter just crashed due to lack of an airfield, which is good for us. Their infantry just attacked our armored car there and died. Meanwhile, another infantry unit came down and encircled those paratroopers. I should be able to get them out of the encirclement next turn. Some artillery dueling going on here. So these guys are technically surrounded. It is raining. Air units can't move. Yep, I know. However, we'll actually use regular reinforcements on these guys. I'm going to move these guys north. Should get them. Apparently they're not out of the encirclement. I don't understand the logic here. Why are they still cut off? All right. Pioneers can attack here. They're down. I don't know why it doesn't give me the hit points on it left on the fort. We're wearing it down, though. Take that objective. Then swing north. Yeah, I don't understand why it still says they're surrounded. Makes no sense. If they surrender next turn because they decide they're surrounded, that's going to kind of piss me off. Right, meanwhile, we did take this airfield, so now I can rebase some of my air units. So, I can't rebase them this turn because it's raining. I forgot about that. Damn it! I just don't understand. Like, zone of control, like, look, there's very clearly troops adjacent with a roadway. I think the one thing that I really like about the one thing, oh, maybe we just finished off that fort, by the way. We did. Nice. All right, let's drive down here and take that supply point. I think the one thing that I really like about Order of Battle that I feel like is lacking in Panzer General 2, or Panzer Corps II, sorry, is that in Panzer Corps II, it's very unclear. I like the cues for line of sight, but it's very unclear in this game, like, what units, what the front line is, or what the zone of control is. It's not very well communicated. Alright, they attacked again. Please don't surrender, please don't surrender, please don't surrender. They didn't surrender! Hooray! Alright, so they should be good now. Now they can move in. Now they encircled the encirclers. Like, okay, so this green means where... I don't know. I don't even know what this green means. I'm guessing it's zone of control, but... It's a little bit frustrating at times. Alright, so we just forced them... Well, we didn't force them to surrender. We destroyed them. We can move our air units forward now a little bit. Okay. So we moved our air units forward. I continue to have my Stukas just pound that fort. I'd like to destroy it. I don't think it really matters if I destroy it or not, but I want to get it. Meanwhile, I'm going to move my artillery up here on top of these hills, overlooking this last objective. I don't need to move them that way, but I feel like it. Okay. Alright, so just the one enemy base left. The artillery firing from these mountaintops should help crush Lillehammer next turn. Their own artillery fired at my Sturmpanzer. I should have used this turn to reinforce it. Alright, so enemy artillery, we can actually attack with our own troops. We'll go 1 to 4, I guess. 0 to 2. 0 to 3. High ground. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. I know I've already said that. All right, so we now have these guys pretty well surrounded. We'll go ahead and hit them with artillery here, artillery here, artillery here. Poor troops in Lilyhammer. 8 suppression. They must be feeling real great. 1 to 6, 2 to 5. Hey, we drove them out. I want to destroy them. I don't want to win the battle till they're all dead. There, we got them. All right, so we got those guys. We'll go ahead and use our Stuka on the fort again. I probably could finish the fort off next turn. I get a slight bonus if we win. The sooner we win, the more bonus I get. So rather than waiting for ultimate, destroying every unit, we'll just move into this base. We'll take it, and that'll be the victory in Southern Norway. Norway South, another victory there. My Bergen Pioneer, apparently the most efficient unit. Did I even deploy them? I don't remember deploying them. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this episode of Panzer Corps II, taken from my live stream on my Twitch channel from a couple of days ago. These episodes have been a little bit longer. I've been doing entire battles in them, so they're almost an hour each. I'm thinking about chopping them in half. Let me know what you guys think, if that's something you'd, like shorter bite-sized pieces, and rather than sort of a whole battle in a single throw. But in any event, that's going to do it for this episode here. Please leave your thoughts down below. Hope you guys are enjoying. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying, once again, thank you for watching, and I'm out.